pay this woman? She making so much money.
I know. The meeting is being live. Got it. Okay.
Boy, this computer moving slow. All right, here we go. All right.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, you could yeah. Let me see.
What I need to do? I need to do anything?
No, we in this thing. We're gonna wait for a few people to jump in, and then we gonna go through my little opening. Boy, I look uncomfortable. I don't feel it, but I look it. I don't feel it, but I look it. All right, that's
that leg don't look too comfortable right there.
It's Gucci. You heard me? We are this thing. Anybody on there yet? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Let me see.
Hey, maybe somebody, one or two, maybe. Let's see.
Let me see where I put this thing to myself.
Where they at?
Oh man, I thought I sent it to myself.
Oh,
Where I sent that link at?
Why we do this like every time we go live?
Y'all been doing this for too long.
I'm saying that we should have a
where
system.
IT nephew at?
You gotta give us one of your hats.
Sound like y'all need the
life
services.
Look, I don't know where I put. Hold on.
Oh no.
Where
you put it?
Did I send it? Oh, I didn't even want to send it. There you go.
That's the problem.
So y'all, when it's 9 o'clock in the morning here, let me see, 10, 11, 12, 1,
what,
2,
3 here?
3.
14 watching. Hey now.
Whoa, to all the 14.
3,
You know how we do. Y'all got to give us about 10 minutes to figure out what we're doing.
Right.
9, 10, 11, 12.
It's all the way.
So that'll be working like 3 to 11. If I do that, so that would be like working 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Out there. That position.
Yeah.
Somebody said they're watching 2 live streams at the same time.
Who they watch?
You do the most. You do the most. Oh, it's Doc Nikki. Hey, Doc Nikki.
Doc Nikki, what's happening? Ayoba, what's happening? Just like that. Bam, bam, bam. Mr. Like Burgess, bam, bam, bam. Just like that. Y'all, wow, what's going on aside? Was it Doc Nikki? And that's a Boyo again. Man, listen, family, let's go and get started. There's 20 people in this thing. That's good enough. Right?
Right.
All right, so it's your brother's side.
Hey, it's Adrienne.
And who that is over in that corner, you heard me?
Who that
B,
somebody said they was looking for me.
Here I go.
Y'all so stupid.
I don't know why y'all be wanting me to come on here and try to be serious. Y'all know we can't do that.
You a motivational speaker now. You gotta be intellectual and deep and profound.
But you know, the laughing is what keeps me going, so I got to keep laughing.
Yeah, it's the best medicine. It's the best medicine. Let me tell these people that because look, so B.I. had posted something the other day, yesterday, and a dude jumped on there. He said, man, where's the other young lady who used to be on with y'all sometime, who laughed like y'all be laughing, whatever have you? And somebody jumped in the comments and said, Brandy. And he said, I don't remember her name, but I said, oh, all right, yeah, it's Brandy. Yeah, that's all.
Here she go.
Yeah, where she is. Yeah, yo, you were looking for her. There she go. Jump in the comments.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Doc Nikki says she in DC, man. All right. Shalom, peace and blessings. Just happened to catch this live for sure. Ronell Alley, he deleted his
message. Got to move.
Yeah. All right.
Comments in a minute.
All right, we'll get to the comments later. So B,
what's up?
It's been about.
It's been some months. Huh?
Yeah, maybe about 4 months since you've been on there. And the last time you was actually in South Africa.
Yeah.
So what's been going on in your world? The people want inquiring minds wants to know.
A whole lot of nothing and a little bit of everything. You know, life just have a way of just be lifing. You know, stuff just be happening, even when you don't even expect it. I've started this motivational speaking thing, which totally was not planned. I just kind of got drawn into it. And it just took off. Like I have so many, I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I have like 4 talks.
So tell me how that worked, how you got introduced to it.
How'd you stumble upon this?
So y'all know me and y'all know I give advice. I talk about what I've been through. I always try to encourage people. And I've been doing that for a long time, just on a private scale. Like the phone always ringing, people always asking questions. If I don't know, I know where to go find the answer. So I'm always in the realm of helping people. So when I did those birthday photos, the girl who did those.
Boy, we about to talk about the birthday photos.
Do we have them? Can we put them up?
I'm about to pull them up.
Boy, y'all dirty. Y'all dirty.
Go, shawty.
Man, go ahead. We're gonna come back to him.
Yeah, so you know, for me, that whole experience was like a coming out, even though it wasn't planned to be that for me. And the photographer, who's actually a close friend of Corey, my daughter, she's actually Rye's godmother, the grandbaby.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, that whole experience just kind of like took me to a different place. And so when I was talking to her about it, she was like, Brandy, you know, I was telling her my story, you know, she's like, you really need to be a motivational speaker. And that's when she said, you know what, I'm gonna speak that. And so she put that post on her page about me telling my story. I didn't even know she was gonna post that with the new pictures, because I just asked her to take a headshot and she just went all over the world with the headshot. She outdid herself as usual. So I got asked to speak at a women's retreat simultaneously while I'm having these conversations about becoming a motivational speaker. And so it just all kind of fell together. So I agreed to do the speaking at the women's retreat. The headshot pictures came out. My daughter created, you know, that little introductory flyer type thing. And then people just started reaching out. So I had someone reach out to me and ask me to come speak to on 2 different occasions to their nursing students at Chamberlain University. So I agreed to do that. And then actually this Tuesday, I'm gonna do a Zoom in Coop University.
Wow.
I think Asad familiar with that because he be posting. I mean, he likes some of the stuff that's in there. But Coop University is actually a platform created by Brittany, who did the photos, for entrepreneurs to come on and learn how to start a business for free.
Oh,
and
no.
So she asked me to come on and talk to the people about why is it important to stay healthy when you're an entrepreneur. So I'll be doing that on Tuesday night, and then the Chamberlain talks, I think, are the following week. And then I have another one with, I don't know if you know Joy, Around the Table with Joy. She's from here, but she lives in Atlanta now. She asked me to come and do a talk on her platform. So I'll do that too.
All right. So
but look, I got even one better for you. So Sonny, you know Sonny, right?
Sonny P, you know that's my people.
Yeah. So Sonny reached out to me and asked me would I do a talk to her community health workers. I said, Lord, Mama, I done made it. Mama, I made it. Yesterday she texted me and she said she had a birthright event yesterday for mothers. And she said, I'm getting ready to go on here and I'm about to quote you about being a career patient and how to automate things. I said, Lord, girl, tape it so I can post it and say, Mama, I made it.
Wait, what's Sonny doing? She got a job?
Multiple. You know,
Oh,
she does the
okay.
stuff with the Ashe Cultural Center, but she also works for like an environmentalist company or something like that.
I
That
didn't know
have
you
her
lying. I didn't
traveling a
know
lot.
that. I thought she was like
Yeah,
just,
I didn't know
still.
Sunny had a full-time real job.
Me neither. I thought she was just doing a poetry thing. I ain't
Yeah,
never known
yeah.
that had no. Like last time I
Yeah.
thought she had a job, she was a teacher, like a long time ago, like 20 years.
Yeah, she do a lot of advocacy and just spiritual consultations with a lot of people. And then she told me about she's going to Costa Rica. I think this morning she left to
Oh wow.
to do something with her job or whatever.
All right, so we about to screen share right quick because I'm
Okay.
about to screen share right quick.
1 second.
Is the screen being shared?
Oh,
She has arrived.
B, what was going on?
She's made it.
Tell us about this photo, B.
who this woman? Who this woman?
She broke
Let me
the
tell you
internet.
something.
B broke the internet.
Broke the
B broke.
internet.
Look, B, man, buku people was hitting me up, man. Like, you know that thing. I know, Brandy.
You know I come outside every now and then.
You clean
Look,
up well.
even my baby daddy, Wade called me. He said, "Girl, if one more person come in this shop asking me about you," he said, "but I told him, yeah, she about to be 43 years old. She could shut some of them little girls down."
Man, look, I'm talking about, I ain't gonna say no name because that's my people, but I went by his house and he was like, man, did you see those photos? He ain't saying like that because he got a South African accent.
That must be 219.
We so silly.
We stopped the screen share, yeah.
No, but you look so good, B.
You did your thing, boy. Look.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to come out with some photos.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Don't
come.
do it, Frank.
Can she help me out?
I gotta lose me some weight first. I gotta lose my belly first.
It's crazy because that was always a dream of mine. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a model. I really did want to be a model. I wanted to be a model and a fashion designer. But life happened, and then I had like 2 children at one time, and then I was going to Dilla trying to be a nurse. So that shut that down.
Man, but that was great pictures, and I could see how the pictures projected into just something, something new. Like you went from taking them pictures to motivational speaking.
I'm saying. To Oprah.
Yeah. Ayala Van Zandt.
Can somebody tag Oprah in this live? You could tag people in the live. I can do that.
Oh man, let's get to these questions, these comments, man. We done forgot all about these people on real, man.
Somebody tag Brene Brown till I'm ready.
Okay. So Doc says she in DC. Doc, I wish y'all the best of luck. I think y'all go tomorrow or Tuesday, one of them days. I can't remember what day y'all said, but man, I wish y'all the best of luck. Sharon Golden, good afternoon. Ronell Alley, hello family watching from Cape Town. Brandy is my homegirl in my head. That's what Doc Nikki said.
Sandila says, hey.
He said yay. He ain't say hey, he said yay.
Yay.
Like he was celebrating. Ricky said, hi, hey family, how's it going? Hi, Brandy. Where them ducks at? Love the view behind you, man. Y'all, when you got money, she got that view.
They waited, the Ducks, the Kardashians, they around here somewhere. They waited till I got set up for this live. They was under the bush. Soon as that noise said. Soon as I set up for the live, they want to come from under the bush and get in the pond. I said, now here y'all go trying to show. Y'all see them back there? Look, they back there.
Oh, look at them.
They way back there.
Oh yeah, they're way in the back.
Y'all know I can't see. But apparently the Ducks are the star of the show because Boyo,
Ayoba.
Ayoba asked where your brother at, man. So we gonna get to that. We'll see what's
Put
happening
a
with that.
pin in that one.
Yeah,
Put a pin in that one.
that's another story right there.
All right.
So Diddy says she owns a pond. Man, she got big money, man. I keep trying to tell y'all.
No, I don't. No, I don't have no money.
She got hectares.
Not me.
she got acres, man. Stop playing.
Stop telling them people that. If I had that kind of money, I'd be out there already.
BBB said, "Thank you,
save up
Dr.
my time."
Asad." Carter said the queen. Nikki and Carter said the queen arrived here watching the free comedy show. Man, I'm almost missed the live. I'm here for the laughter. Carol Randall, very nice pick. She wore that. If I wore that, you would need nothing but thighs.
You'll be like, oh, girl.
Rick Hill said, peace. Let me put this thing in. Anybody want to jump on?
Hey, look, I paid about $40 from that dress from Fashion Nova.
Oh, now Fashion Nova need to be contacting you like they do on the, with them Instagram girls.
Let me go tag them. I'm gonna go tag them.
Tag them so you can, what I'm saying?
And Pretty Little Thing.
What's that?
Pretty Little Thing be breaking everybody off with a little money.
Well, what all these male, because you know what I'm saying? I'm sexy like some checks from these companies, you dig?
Friend, I think you're doing a good job with One Way Essay.
One Way Essay. Now, I'm glad you said that, man. Look, I want to say this out. So shout out to One Way Essay. That's our little company, and we've been doing some consultations and stuff. I also want to say that we got an Airbnb coming online really soon. Kind of low, not low budget, but for those who are budget shopping, budget travelers. We got that popping. And if anybody in Johannesburg looking for I got a place in Malvern available. I got about 3 units in Malvern, and they like single rooms, right? A couple of them have like a little water kitchen in the back, but they like single rooms. So this is kind of on the lower income of it, like
long-term rentals.
Yeah, 1,800 rand a month, 2,200 rand a month, 2,300 rand a month. So if y'all know anybody, tell them to holler at me at Asad El Malik at gmail.com or info@onewaysa.com, right? So if y'all know anybody looking for some, I've been supposed to say this because them places have been sitting empty. So
man, look, shout out to One Way Essay for sponsoring this live.
Thanks. We're gonna give a shout out to our sponsorship, One Way Essay. We'll do a whole commercial.
There's only one way.
So if y'all know anybody who need a room, it's 1,800, 2,200, 2,300. It's in Malvern. So again, it's not for those of y'all who ball and shot callers, 2 for twine and all that. But this is, y'all happen to know somebody that need a place. Holler at your guala. Oh, they keep saying not to say holler at your guala.
You can't say guala.
You can't say guala here.
The same meaning.
Yeah, don't have the same meaning. My bad. So B, where B at?
What's up?
Where Brandon at? Yeah.
He probably at the second line.
That makes sense.
Right.
He gotta leave tomorrow to go to I think Phoenix. Florida, Phoenix, I think. And then he's gonna stay there for a little while and go to Florida.
What do you gotta do with I don't know if you want to tell me what you gotta do in Phoenix.
That restoration stuff he be doing.
Yeah.
With the drones and all of that. Yeah.
And then he going to Florida?
You know that boy that made me I'm about to be an auntie.
No, he ain't tell me that. What? Now when this happened?
Okay, TD.
Man, we gonna get back to it. We gonna come back
offline.
We gotta talk about that later. Doc Nikki, what's happening?
What's going on, family? Hey, Brandy. I get to finally say hey to Brandy again. Hey, girl.
Doc, hey, I don't know if y'all met before, Doc.
No. Oh. Every time I see her, I swear, it gives me nothing but joy. I mean, she is so lively, so funny. No wonder y'all click the way y'all do. Y'all, man, let me tell you something. Boy, I'm gonna tell you something. All I can see is I envisioned this one day. I was like, I want to go to South Africa, be with Doc, Brandy, Adrienne, and just talk noise. That's what I envision. I just want to talk some noise, boy. I'm telling you.
Look, you are doing the first step right now in DC, and then B, you want to talk about, or you want to wait to talk about the possibility of what's going to shake down when it shake?
You talking about that job security?
You understand?
Something like that? Yeah, we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's politic about it. I got time today.
Yeah. So
I got time.
So she B is still on her way over here. She is still actively pursuing to try to get in a situation to where she can get over here. And it's looking pretty good in terms of a situation that was sent her way. And she so hopefully
so cold words.
Well, you know, I won't put all her business. She won't tell her business.
You know, first off, let's just say this. I'm not coming there by way of marriage, okay? I'm doing this thing on my own. I had to secure the bag.
You hurt somebody's feelings with that one, though, B.
The bag with the US money in it.
Yeah.
So I could be straight when I come there. So I'm gonna do that one for about a couple of months, and then I'm gonna do a trial run probably at the end of the year. I'm gonna come out there and see how it works. And then I give myself maybe like a year after that. But you know, I'm a little impulsive sometimes, so it might not be that long. Cause you know, when I be ready to go, I'll be ready to go. I get tired. I be checked out. You know, this being here don't give me a warm and fuzzy feeling on the inside no more.
It don't. Now I ain't gonna lie, with that pond and stuff behind it, that looked like one of the Bob Ross pictures. Was it you up there, the white man with the afro?
Oh, I'm gonna keep this house. I'm gonna keep this house. This house ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because this was always something that I wanted to have for the family, no matter where I'm at, if I'm here, if I'm not, when I move on and I go to my next life, or if I pass away, this is always something that they will have. So I'm not gonna get rid of it.
Oh, definitely. Nice. Don't. But it's
real
talk. It's so picturesque.
Yeah. Real talk. And you know, when I do come home to visit, I have somewhere to, to stay.
I sold mine. We sold out. We were like, look, I don't care. It keep me from coming back.
Well, I guess the difference for me is I have older kids that are grown.
Yeah.
And so, I want to set them up to where they don't have to struggle, give you this coat, give you this coat, give you this house. That way, when I'm gone, I can have fun. I done gave y'all everything y'all need. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to SA and be grown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And cut up. Doc.
I told them yesterday, I said, what y'all need to do is start getting y'all passports together. That's the oldest too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, look, I had to get signatures yesterday from the daddies on that passport application.
Oh.
They can't, if you're not married to the father and you don't have sole custody of the kids, even though they lived with me, the father has to give permission for them to get a passport.
Yeah.
So, but they ain't getting no problems, huh?
I came down here yesterday, rolled right up on them in the east. Here, friend. At the car wash. With the thing on my lap, because I was in the east on Plum.
Yeah, I'm about to say you. I said, oh Lord, she was out there.
I was on Plum Orchard and Chef with the thing on my lap, a blue ink pen and 2 papers. Sign here. Appreciate you. Now you do business with you.
Doc, you in DC now? Huh?
Yeah, I'm in DC. Oh boy, it is chilly. It is chilly. I thought escaping Texas and all that ice and stuff would set me up, here in DC, but no, it is cold here. It is cold. But
Different
what's
kind of
even
cold.
but it's a different kind of cold. And what's
Yeah.
but this is a good kind of cold. I would go outside in just my drawers just to go get my passport, my visa. I don't care. I don't
Not the
care.
drawers.
Just my drawers. I'll do anything in rain, sleet, and snow just to get my visa. Okay? Okay. I'm telling
Wait,
you.
just keep the glasses on though. For you got if you go out there with the drawers on, you got to at least keep the glasses on.
That is fact. That I have to see where I'm going. Everything else don't even matter. I'm so excited. It seemed like the air is fresher out here, and I'm just like I heard birds singing in 2-degree weather. I was like, oh, it's a sign.
If they got a reason to sing in 2-degree weather, let me get me.
I'm trying to. It's a sign. It's like the sun.
I can sing with these glasses and these drawers on.
Listen, glasses and drawers. And then just a little a ray of sunshine just came through and said, I heard a voice, the time has come. I am ready, y'all. I'm ready. We ready.
Yeah.
We ready.
Man, it's an exciting feeling, huh?
I'm trying to tell you. I can't tell you how many times we done looked at our checklist, double checked everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna check again just to make sure nobody came up in this room and stole a piece of paper.
Something.
Right.
We gonna check. We gonna check again.
How many times we check?
Man, we checked that list so many times. The morning of, on the way in the car.
Everything's straight.
We got
Look,
everything right.
I had a folder, and I had a folder with dividers in it. And every page I had put a little sticker, like what you call them things you put on the end of the
label.
A tab. I put a tab.
Yeah.
And I would check. Look, I was going because I was gonna sit down and just run it on him. Like, bam, here we go. You want what?
Yeah.
You want the first series? Bam, bam, bam. Just like that. Just like that. Man, I got that office. That man, he had his own. He started handing me stuff back because I had letters of recommendation. I had judges and everything write me a letter. Right? Like, cause I was like, man, I need some,
You know what? You weren't playing. You was trying to cover all bases.
So we don't need no mishap.
I had a judge. Who else write me a letter?
Man, I don't even.
Man, I forgot who else wrote me a letter.
You had a professor? Did you have a professor or something? A professor?
Oh yeah, Dr. Cena. Shout out Dr. Cena wrote me a letter.
Yeah.
Letters of recommendation. That man looked at me and handled that stuff right. You don't need that. I don't know what you do. I said, man, what you mean? Take that. These people trying to say I'm a good person.
This is my character witness. My character witness.
Okay. You know what? That's all them years working in the jail, in the court system, because I did not think about that. Now I feel like I'm unprepared. I'm not ready.
No, he don't want it. He didn't want it.
Right back.
He gave it right back. I still got the letters.
Yeah, but look, I'm trying to get cool. I'm trying to get cool points because I think we probably emailed them too many times. But
go in there nice.
Extra nice, no matter what he gives you back.
Yeah, no matter that attitude he give you, just go in there nice. But like my big mama said,
I'm gonna wear that dress Brandy had on. Maybe I show a little thigh and a little gut. That may help. Carla, we gotta get that dress. Dress.
I still got it. I'll mail it to you, friend.
Come on. Let me stretch a little bit. I need to stretch.
I don't have no plans on. I ain't wearing it again. I probably never put it back on again.
Come on now.
Wait,
anything.
But you got to wear the cat suit too. Did you see the cat suit?
Okay, so we're gonna have to. Yeah, so mine's gonna have to be a little modified. It's gonna have to be modified a little bit.
I'm about to put up a cat suit.
I'm modified.
Baby.
It got some stretch to it. You good. It got some stretch to it. You good. You good.
Good. Yeah, because baby, let me tell you something. It's gonna be looking like the Kool-Aid man wearing that cat suit. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, I'm up in that joint.
I don't see the cat suit, man.
We don't see
It ain't on Instagram.
Huh?
It ain't on Instagram.
You probably got to go to Facebook.
It done broke the Instagram.
Wait,
So,
who on Instagram?
You
I'm
say
on
the cat
Instagram.
suit. I don't see the cat suit on Instagram.
It's on there.
Let me see. And where I got that other picture from. Let me see. Is it is a pin post?
I don't know. Let me see.
I see this one here with the dress. I don't see them.
Let me see.
yeah, nah, I couldn't even do that. That looked like a compression sock. I couldn't wear. I couldn't even do that. That is going up my thighs, protecting my blood circulation in my thighs. That's about it. That's about it.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Let me
All
put
right,
the
I'm about to send it to you, Asad.
you gonna send it on what? Send it in my email so I can
Messenger. I'm sending it to Messenger.
Oh, okay.
You got it?
I gotta find my other phone.
Oh Lord.
I got it.
Oh, you heard it. Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, we're about to break the internet again.
Here we go.
We're about to break the internet again. Hold up.
One of these industries. Look, one of these industries gonna help me get rich. It's either gonna be the motivational speaker or the cat suit I got there. Pictures you gotta have options. You always gotta have a plan B.
You do. You have
Hold
to
on.
diversify your income. Streams of
That's
income,
right.
you gotta
That's right. Especially with these moves I'm trying to make.
All right.
Okay. I see.
Wait,
Look at how they looking. I want to see.
No. Oh yeah. You had to let it come through. It's that one. Most recent one.
Do y'all see how these Kardashians? Y'all not paying attention, but these ducks is behind me cutting up. They doing backflips and everything. They don't even be in the pound. Do you hear me? They back here flapping wings, doing rain dances and everything else.
Not that they.
All right, we about to share the
that.
screen. We sharing the
Here we go.
screen. I already know.
Lord have mercy. See what I'm saying? Brandy set me up. She know damn well I can't put that on. Look at that. Boy, she ain't no friend of mine. I'm telling you.
Boy, these girls was calling me, texting me, inboxing me. I said, boy, y'all leave me alone. When is she coming back? I don't know.
Nah, that's a head wrap. I can't put that on. I didn't put that on my most drunken days. Look at that. That is gorgeous though, Brandy girl. Look at you.
Your Instagram about to blow up tonight, boy. Boy.
You've been getting all the strange friending requests.
Oh man.
My friend that live in Nigeria, who I told you about, sent me a message. He said, "Now, why would you want to do something like that?"
Them ducks is cutting up back there.
You're a professional. Why would you do that?
Especially since I'm in Nigeria.
Huh?
He said, especially since I'm in Nigeria.
Right. Right.
You're a professional. I said, I know, I did it anyway.
Oh, I see the ducks, yeah.
I don't see no ducks, man.
I saw them flapping around back there.
They're back there acting like they, look at them. Look.
Oh, I see him.
Attention.
Yeah, I see him.
See, I need to get on the right. I know what it is. I need to get on the right meal plan because it's that gumbo and all them seasonings. It's the gumbo and the seasonings. And see, we don't do it like that in Texas. So I'm changing my meal plan. I am changing my meal plan. I need some crawfish. Yeah. Yeah.
A crawfish.
Right.
Well, how come I ain't fine then like that?
Me neither.
I'm sexy, but I ain't fine. I'm trying to.
You ain't on the right.
That go,
You ain't on the right
gumbo and
pathway.
that crawfish, you're gonna have high blood pressure like me too.
Right
Look, if I
there.
can look like that, high
Right
blood
there.
pressure is
I
not
got
an
them.
issue.
They look. I had the pink
Look at
bottle
that.
at first. They
It
said
ain't
only
worth-
give
it
me
ain't-
5
it ain't worth it, friend.
milligrams.
It ain't
Huh?
worth it, Francis. Leave that seafood alone.
Yeah. She had me on 5 milligrams at first. Man, I went to the doctor. She checked my stuff. It was still triple digits over triple digits. She said, we got to increase you. So now I'm on the big
You on your way
pill.
to you on your way to becoming a career patient. You better slow
Oh
down.
man, I need to talk about it. What's Sunday number? Man,
Get your friend. He on the way to being a career patient.
Lord have mercy. That's that old black man stuff. You can't do nothing about it sometimes. Sometimes it's genetic.
That's true.
Wait,
too.
let me tell you. So you know, the blood pressure that I have, they thought it was genetic, but it's
Yeah.
not. It came from the doggone adrenal glands. Both of them messed up.
Mm.
So how that's coming about? If you want to talk about it, if not, we can talk about it something else.
So no, we could talk about it. So I had the first procedure, and then when it was time to do the second one, I wasn't a candidate for it because it was both of my adrenal glands. If it was just one of them, then they could take that one out. And then I wouldn't have to take medicine ever again. I probably wouldn't have to take potassium. I wouldn't have to take blood pressure medicine or half the other shit I gotta take every day. But because it was both of my adrenal glands affecting both of my kidneys, I couldn't do it. So now I just gotta take medicine. But I feel good. I feel so much better with the new medicine that she gave me. Like
All right.
I wouldn't have been able to be pursuing all these different things if I didn't get that situated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know back because you was originally supposed to come maybe a couple of months ago, and then you said no, I got to get this squared away.
Man,
yeah, health is
y'all
always
got to-
more important.
Y'all got to deal with me a little longer. I'm here to stay, friend.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Brandy got a whole ecosystem in her backyard. That's
Stop. Look, let me tell you, the way the economy going right now, friend, I got an orange tree over there. No, I said orange, that's right.
yes.
Over there. I got the ducks right here for the poultry and the meat, and then they lay eggs, friend, because you know eggs is high down here now. But we're gonna be eating duck eggs instead of chicken eggs, because
Ooh, that might be good though. You
That
ever
would
had
be
duck?
good.
You ever had no, I'm not talking about the eggs, the duck.
yeah, duck. I've had duck before.
Roll, yeah.
Yeah,
I like duck.
That's good. Good. Mm-hmm.
Not the Kardashians.
We
Man,
will
look,
not
you get
starve
hungry
around here.
enough.
We will not starve around here. Oh, y'all gonna eat these
Well,
ducks.
do they create a lot of baby ducks? Like, how often do they have more ducks?
So it's seasonal.
Yeah.
You'll see one of them, the female will disappear. You won't see her for a while. That's because she done laid eggs and she's sitting on them. They sit on them for like 28 days. And she come out for maybe like an hour a day. She be on live, friend. She be on lockdown. She be under the tree sitting on, look, they be over there under the slide too. They set up nests in different areas so that they can protect the eggs.
Lord have mercy.
If something happens and she can't sit on them, or because like here a lot of times I don't know if it's like raccoons or possums or snakes or something come and take them. So I've never seen any of them actually have hatch. But whichever ones the snakes don't take, my little daddy come get them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He eat them. I don't. I'm sure it's like, we're not eating that. You eat the damn chicken eggs. What's the difference?
I'm saying no difference. It's gonna taste just like egg.
I know. Just something about knowing what duck they came out of. I just can't do it. As get hungry enough, you're gonna be eating duck tails, duck eggs, and everything.
Duck feet.
Duck wings, man. Look, man, I got some of these
We
baked
gonna be
duck
around
wings.
here quacking. We gonna be around here quack-a-lacking. Yeah, but they're doing dives and everything. They cutting up for
I
y'all.
saw that.
Yeah.
Girl, they
Now
do not
keep
be
in
doing
mind,
all that.
Doc, that whole thing fenced in.
Oh my
So,
God.
yeah,
That's
that
all-
whole thing fenced in.
That's off the chain, boy. You know what Brandy said? Brandy said they ain't going hungry over there. And I just thought about the time when I went down to Louisiana. And that what was it? Pickled lips or something? I was like, what the hell?
Pickled pig lip.
What
I
y'all
don't play with the
eating?
pork. I don't play with the pig.
Yeah, we ain't no pork.
What y'all eating in Louisiana? Pickled lips. I said, I done seen it all.
Baby, they will pickle anything down here. Do you hear me?
Pickled pig feet. Pickled
God,
pig lip.
They gonna pickle the tail, the feet, the duck,
Pig
the
tail,
legs.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, boy, y'all don't waste. Yeah, that's a good thing. Y'all not wasteful.
The sad thing is the first
You
time I
want
saw
something?
pickled pig lips was at the university bookstore.
And yeah, and dinner.
Cause you know they'll flash them legs potato chips right quick.
You know what I'm
With
saying?
that, with that
Being
pig
a
lip.
righteous Muslim, you used to get the pig lip and a bag of potato chips. Yeah, that used to go.
Lord have
Pig lip
mercy.
in there.
Highfalutin.
Lord have mercy.
I don't play.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
fine without the swine. I'll do the pork.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get
Nah.
the pig lip and you put it in the bag with the chips.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Oh, my
I
Lord.
don't eat like that no more. I must
Yeah.
before I got right.
Father God.
And growing up, my mama used to cook pigtails and red gravy. Y'all ain't never had
You know,
that?
they put it in their red beans and everything.
Yeah, put a pigtail in the red beans.
Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, thank
Well,
you.
we ain't had no money. So I mean poor people gotta eat like poor people eat.
It's the cheapest meat to have.
You gotta feed yourself some kind of way.
You can go get a pound of ham and feed everybody. Go try to get a pound of turkey.
Yeah. The good lean turkey.
Some
Stuff
money
that the
turkey
doctors
and
try to
something.
tell you to eat.
$9 a pound.
Man, what's going on with the egg prices? They say the egg price is $7-8 for a dozen.
Man, I'm about to start stripping just for eggs. It's ridiculous. Don't throw no dollars at me. Send me a basket of eggs.
Throw me a dozen, you heard me?
Throw me some eggs. I need a whole dozen.
I was throwing a little skin for some eggs.
Oh, baby. Huh.
It is.
Look, you might get a little more than skin for 2 dozen of eggs. Because Lord have mercy. These
You know
eggs is
what?
ridiculous.
It's getting so bad here. It's getting so bad here. Kanye West is moving to South Africa.
Did y'all see that?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Kanye West said, no, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know what to think about that.
Carter said the same thing. Carter was like, oh, hell no.
Why don't you try golfing?
I'm saying, Kanye, I don't know. We need you here tripping.
Some people might not even let him come there.
Is he on his medicine?
Some
people might not even let him come there.
But this may be therapeutic. It may be. It's something about South Africa that just strips layers of everything you done been through, all depression,
as soon as you get off the plane.
As soon as you get off, it's something about being in South Africa that is so therapeutic. Where it's like, you carefree. You feel just present.
As soon as you get off the plane, now the catch-22 is when you get back on the plane, you get back on there with all of that weight that you put on when you first got
there. You leave it at the airport. It be right there with your luggage.
And pick it right back up with your luggage.
Literally.
Here go your stress. Here go your baggage. Here go your stress. Here go your burdens. Here go your headaches. Pick them up off the suitcase line. What you call that little thing? that rotates the...
Yeah, I had told Carla, as soon as we landed, it was like, it stink here. What's that smell? Oppression.
Oppression, depression, and every other kind of pressure.
Man.
Man, let me put this in this thing, man, for everybody trying to jump on, because I totally ignored this became a private Zoom call. I forgot all about the chat and everything. I forgot all about
What do
that.
people talk about? What they talk
Let's
about?
see.
Just LOLing.
Everybody
Y'all talking about.
Somebody say I'm here for the free comedy show. Oh, that so Curves before designer, she is living high on the hog. Looks like a stock lake. You got fish in your lake?
No, but my daddy come and put some in there next week. You know, I have been having to get treatments to the pond to get all the stuff out of it. You know, all of the like chemicals. So once they finish with the treatments, then he said he gonna come put some fish and stuff in here.
Oh,
That's
nice.
solely for him because I'm not eating no fish from out of there unless I have to. I just want it because it looks pretty. I can't absolutely
go without eating that. I want my fish caught by a Cajun boy named Bordeaux. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't no fun when you could just go right there and stick your hand in the water and pick up the fish.
Yeah, I want. So Kanye West is too much drama. Hey, need peace. Kanye West is too much drama. Hey, need peace. Rodman says, hey, family. Rodman said, yes, cannot leave the country without a day or so. Claudia, shout out to Claudia. What's going on? Somebody, she laughed. LOL, she gangster. Rodney says, if you can work in the hospital.
Is that Claudia? Claudia Loomer? Claudia, her last
Love.
name start with an L?
Love, yeah.
Yeah, that's my girl.
She said, if you can work in the hospital, there are jobs everywhere, especially in SA.
The problem is I need the income. The amount that I would get paid there would not sustain my lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to SA and do worse than what I'm doing here.
Nobody wants to. That don't make no sense.
So when I come there, I want it to be a period of time in my life where I can relax and just enjoy life, you know? I don't want to go there and create the same headaches.
Right. You don't want to start having money troubles and stresses. No. Doc Nikki is me. Brandy gives me life with her laughter. Carol Randall said, I needed this laughter today. Claudia, another LOL. Somebody said compression sock. What Doc Nikki?
Good blood circulation. Good flow.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with recycling.
What's up, fam? Hey guys, so glad I caught the live. I'm glad you caught it. C'est du toi. C'est du toi.
C'est du toi.
I know who that is, but I don't know.
Oh,
see what the sister that was on with us.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how to say that French. But yeah, so I forgot all about this little live, man. But it might be load shedding or something. Only like
It might
7 people on.
It might be.
That's all right, because we having us a good time.
So Nikki, when is your actual appointment?
Tomorrow morning. Wait a minute. What day is this? Is it Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, baby. Listen, I already got half my foot outside that door. Y'all just don't see it. I stretched a little bit. But yeah, tomorrow morning at I think it's like 8:30, something like that.
Get there early.
What time you gonna get there?
In 3 minutes. I brought a tent. Yes. Yeah. I brought a tent, some thermals, just the basic necessities. Yes. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you.
Don't forget the extra pair of drawers.
Yeah, you gotta have 2 pairs.
Listen,
2 pairs.
I'm fully prepared. I even brought a printer just in case theirs didn't work. And so I was like, they need some more documents. That's okay. I brought my printer.
I got it.
Because you ain't load shedding up in this building. Here I go. I got my printer.
Oh, y'all printer, don't worry. She going in the bag and pull out a printer. I can't.
Be ready.
I got a printer on deck.
Be ready. I am resourceful, honey. I got you.
So, Doc, how long y'all staying? Y'all staying to what, Wednesday?
Yeah, staying till Wednesday.
That's
and
good.
praying that all goes well and stuff like that. I even scheduled another doctor's appointment here at 3 p.m. tomorrow, just in case they didn't like my doctor's information.
Wow.
I'm ready.
That's
I like
prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
That's
Big-
prepared.
B,
Like,
B,
right.
you ain't gotta worry about all this. B, all you gotta do is wear the dress or the cat suit and walk in there and sit down and say, "Look, bro, I need me a retirement visa and a
Yes.
permanent residence."
I told you, I put that dress on, you ain't gonna see nothing but thighs, gut, and butt. Boy, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be up in the building. I'm gonna put my girls up and everything. That's what you want. Don't mind Carla. She understands. We trying to get a visa. we trying to get a visa.
Oh,
look,
man.
y'all see South Africans. Look, we love y'all for real.
Yes,
If you see me, know that I struggle to come just to be with you.
Yeah.
For generations, I have struggled just so I can have this moment to be with you. Give us free. That movie. Like in Amistad, give us free. Give us free. Let us come in. We love y'all. We love y'all. Like, seriously, I love them, man. Have you ever come across a group of people that you don't know that you automatically just love?
Just click tight.
Wait, not only you don't know them, but then right soon you're talking to them, you feel like you know them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I never experienced that. Not even within my own family have I experienced instant love like that. I'm like, yeah.
And at first, I used to think it was fake. Like, man, these people fake, man. Can't nobody be like,
It's nice.
So yeah. So I
Beautiful.
got another video coming out. I had a brother, Lethebo, I think is how I say his name or how you say his name. But last night we did like an interview. And he went through like the oral traditions here in South Africa and how we think about like oral traditions being like, oh, stories are passed down. But the way he explained it was that in the words, the history are in the words. So I don't want to start messing up nobody's language, but like the name for your mama's brother is different from the name of your father's brother. It's not just an uncle. And they play different roles. And I think one of the things he said, petty, meant like the second tribe of or the second group of Bantu people, something like that. I'm messing it up, but y'all, I'm gonna post it so y'all can see it. But just to know that that name petty means something. So when someone says I'm petty, not Petty, but petty as in the ethnic group, when they say that name, it is part of it is given a history just by saying the name. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's coming up. But I say all that to say that the spirit of Ubuntu, like and I am because you are, and this accepting, like the treating people with humility and kindness and stuff, it is ingrained in the culture. With all of the stuff that they say about it, that is ingrained in the culture. And he also told me something. He said, like, every person that you see based on this the system, I forgot it, but based on the system, it's really like every person that would be your younger brother's age is really your younger brother. So he's like, even if I walk outside and see, a group of young men smoking cigarettes and they younger than me, he's like, it's my duty, even if I don't know them, to take the cigarette, and stomp it out or whatever have you.
It takes a village. It takes a village. That's where that come from.
Right.
It takes a village.
And I think I've been doing a lot of like little genealogy research and going on. So for Black History Month, I said, I'm not going to just be highlighting all of these famous, well-accomplished Black people. I'm going to highlight the Black people in my family, right? Ones I know, ones I don't.
Attention.
Thank you. So with that being said, like I started thinking about how our old people, like, our grandmamas and our big mamas who might be 80, 90 years old now, or whatever have you, how they act versus the stuff that we have lost in my generation and the generation that came after me, like,
absolutely.
Yeah, that respect for old people, because we were talking about that on the call, like the respect for elders. And we typically Black folks still have respect for elders, but like they're not
It's
gonna
different
bother
now.
you.
These youngsters,
Yeah, it's
these
different.
youngsters out here,
A
they
whole
savages.
old person used to be able to tell you something.
Right.
They can't tell you nothing now. You know, like they can't tell them youngsters nothing now. An old person be like, baby, don't bring all that noise around my house, and they'll respect it and go. Nah.
Yeah.
Savage.
Mm-mm.
Savages.
I said, it's the moment someone calls me auntie out there, I ain't ever coming back home. I have arrived. Somebody claimed me, and I belong. I belong in South Africa. Let me tell you something.
What they
That's
call it? They
my
call it
look.
elder
I'm
or
their
something. They
auntie
call
over
it
there.
over there.
That's
On the thing.
Yeah, on
In
the
the
chat,
comments?
somebody called us elder. I said, no, you went too far.
No,
I ain't nobody
that's
elder.
that's the life. Carla said she don't want to be the elder. I want to be the elder. Please,
I don't mind it either.
highly revere me. I want to be loved like that. Cause that's some real love though. Like here,
Yeah.
like real talk here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, I see these young cats. I'm walking the other way. I don't know what they dealing with, and they might just.
Right.
You're dealing with all kinds of stuff or whatever. I remember growing up and being around our elders and stuff. That it felt good to do that, because
it was
they
it
used
was
to
a
have.
sense of security.
It was, and it was like they was like, if the elders let you in the room while grown folks is talking, you showed up, So it's like now it's no, it's the era of oppression. It's just stinking up the country, and we just ready to go. It's sad though. It's sad.
B, you knew Bam from Uptown?
Who?
Bam. He went to
Bam,
Dillon for a while.
Not Bam, who was affiliated with
Exactly.
What happened to him?
I'm about to tell you. Not that he in jail, but
Yeah.
now he in jail. Let's go. He in jail for kidnapping somebody, killing them, and I think he tried to set the car on fire or something. He took him across state line. We talk about a straight up gangster criminal. You know that boy wouldn't curse in front of old people.
See what I'm saying? But
He
even
a
Lil
killer.
Wayne, you even Lil Wayne. Remember in the song, Lil Wayne
He
wouldn't
said,
curse
"Be
in front of
quiet."
his mom.
Yeah, man. We talking about a straight up killer wouldn't curse in front of old people. They don't make them type of gangsters. They don't make them type of people know whether they're gangsters or not. But these youngsters are really out of control. They're, they don't.
Listen, this is lost.
There's no code. There's no code, no nothing to live by. When
you got it can never be a code when you got females out here doing it too.
Facts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Facts. And that's the thing that nobody is talking about. All the attention is on these males, young. We got to do some of these young black men, and they But when you got 11-year-old girls killing other people and beat jump gangs and stuff, these girls, women, young girls are off the chain.
Look, Asad, you know that group of teenagers that carjacked that lady and drug her until her arm severed from her body.
Yeah.
All of them was females except one.
They was teenagers, 15 and 16 years old, girls.
Only one of them was a male.
Yeah, and look, people. So the thing about it, I understand the history and the racism embedded, the systemic racism in the criminal justice system, and how unfortunate it is that so many young black people, 15, 16 years old, get locked up and for a crime. They get locked up for the rest of their life for a crime they did at 15 or 16. But this crime is, to me, is so heinous. And people in the city were complaining that Jason Williams decided to charge these people as adults. And I'm like, what you supposed to do? They drug this woman for about 2 miles. Y'all ain't hear that woman screaming? Y'all ain't hear her screaming? Y'all ain't decided to stop?
She was still attached in a seatbelt. She still had a seatbelt on her.
She still got it. So Doc, as a you're a social worker or a counselor? Which one?
I'm a social worker. I'm a licensed clinician. So so I work in mental health.
Let's talk about compassion. Where do people learn compassion?
At home.
At home.
At home.
When the baby fall down and mama pick the baby up, oh baby, oh you okay? That's compassion. That's teaching that baby something about when someone else is hurt, you're supposed to seek to comfort them. Them children ain't learn no compassion at home. Anytime you can carry that woman.
Them people let them fall and hit their head, ain't never pick them up and kiss the bobo. I'm sorry.
No,
Never.
no, they have no type of parental modeling at all. And so they getting upset because they being charged as adults. I'm like, y'all want them back in y'all community? No. You want them to run into your mama? I don't want them to run into my mama.
You know what? I'm real big on rehabilitation, and I believe that our prison systems isn't set up for that, period. Right?
No,
like if you look at other countries like Sweden.
It's punishment.
Yeah, you look at like other countries and stuff, like they're real heavy on rehabilitation versus the punishment part, right? Because the whole point is that we want to make sure that we reduce recidivism. However, when you have within our community, you have a lot of kids growing up, the TV is raising them, right? And sometimes we grew up with a village. These kids are not growing up with a village. Their village is social media. Their village is, the TV and the stuff that's on TV now. They wouldn't have never been on back in the day, right? You had to have cable to have some of these basic shows, right? I think the access to all this unlimited information is desensitizing a whole generation of growing up right now. And then you have a lot of them because they don't have mom or dad. They're missing that the most important part of their developmental stages is that attachment, feeling safe, coming into this world feeling safe and secure. You have babies that will never experience what safety and security feel like by being up on their mother or up on their father because they're being raised by grandma, right? And there's nothing wrong with grandma, but there's something important about having that mother's feeling safe and secure with mom within the first 8 years of your life. If you miss out and you don't feel safe with mom within the first 8 years of your life, that sets the tone for the rest of your life. So you'll come in not feeling safe. You'll come in now, not only do I not feel safe, I'm going to be on the defense and create instability around me because I don't know what stability looks like. And so that's what
they create an environment of familiarity. This is familiar to me, so this is what I'm gonna be around. And it's almost like sometimes you can't blame them because they don't know no better.
Right? Watch this. I want to add this layer to it. Specifically for New Orleans, I want to add this layer to it. Keep in mind, 2005, these people went through the most horrific event of a generation. The mamas were unable to provide the type of comfort, able to provide whether it was physical security or emotional security because they were so insecure. And I'm not saying insecure in the general connotation of the word. I mean insecure in terms of they were food insecure, they were housing insecure, they were job and all of this stuff happened.
It was survival of the fittest. There was fight or flight. They're trying to survive. So if you're trying to survive, those nurturing tendencies, you don't have time for you trying to meet the basic necessities to survive. That's it. And that don't include nurturing. I mean, you had people that had babies at that time or was pregnant at that time. Children that were separated from their parents at a very instrumental stage in their life. So what we did know as the village was separated again. And it's completely what we did have left. I would like to say Katrina kind of demolished that.
So now the people in South Africa, youngsters, they exposed to the same stuff on the internet that our children are exposed to. But here's the difference. There's a cultural system that is still intact that buffers them. You see what I'm saying?
It's
protection. Yeah. So they got their wild ones, they got their gangsters or whatever have you. But for the most part, the children and the youngsters have a protection, a cultural barrier around them, and the cultural set of standards that says, I don't care what you saw on the internet, that's not acceptable here.
Exactly.
Yeah, their foundation deep.
Right.
You see, in China, did you see that study that China, China has a huge grip on what their country, the people within their country see, right?
Yeah.
They control. they control the information, period. And even on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and stuff like that,
they shut TikTok down.
They only show things of math, sciences. They push the agenda. So when kids that are on TikTok in China, that is what they're exposed to. Things that are educational, informational, whatever. Yeah, they have their funny stuff, but they are overwhelmed with things that is productive, right? Whereas here in the States, there is no censorship for what these kids are bringing into, and a lot of them, depending on your demographic, depending on your algorithm, you can actually come across a lot of things that are more depressive, more anxiety driven, and that drives that. So the way the system is set up, it's like it's like it's systemically destroying a whole generation of people, and nobody's really paying attention to that. Pay attention. Don't just, hey, my child, I don't want my child watching this one person on social media or whatever. They already have an algorithm that is pumping stuff, to tell them this is what you need to think and feel about yourself by looking at this video. So it's sad. It's really sad. But we got to be mindful. And it kind of bothers me. And I want to know y'all take on this, because one, I love escapism. And I feel like, in a way, going to South Africa is a form of escapism because of the simple fact of the things that, we can do the comparisons, right? But it's kind of like, it makes me feel like I feel bad in a way, because I want to be impactful here in a way where I can help change or help be of a good, mentor or whatever for the young people here. However, it's like, I feel like I have to do me. Right.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do me, if I don't do and not escape, but venture out into South Africa and find my peace and my balance, I'm not good anywhere. But it's like, I feel like a part of me is not doing my part with probably changing the culture. But how can you?
Yeah. Doc, that's very interesting. So I pride myself on being like an activist for my community. Before I was doing community foodie over here, I was doing community foodie in New Orleans, supporting Black business. I was always vocal about the things in my community that I felt needed to be changed. As I have grown older now, and I started to think, I posted this on Facebook the other day. It's a line from a song by Buju Banton. And he says, "Those who can afford to run will run, but what about those who can't? They will have to stay." They will have to stay. And I don't think people understood what I was talking about. What I was saying is that the reality is, when we look at the political, social condition of Black people in America, I don't think, now I could be wrong, Jesse Jackson told us to keep hope alive. And hope is when you've run out of like the actual what's the word I'm looking for? The actual possibility, right? The actual possibility that things will change. You just keep hope alive. That's when you really exhausted all possibility.
Right.
So I don't think things will ever turn around and be in the favor of Black people, not even in the favor, that we will see equality, that we will see the type of systemic changes that we need in order for generations of Black people to begin to thrive in the United States. So
I don't either.
There's only one or two things you can do. The truth is only one. You can leave or you can stay. If you stay, just realize that you are accepting your second-class citizenship and the oppression that comes with it. That's really all. That's the bottom line. And it's a harsh and a hard truth.
It's a harsh reality.
There's a harsh reality, because you got to realize there were, during slavery, right? There were some Black folks, obviously, who could escape the Underground Railroad. There were some who said, I can't leave because if I leave, my elderly mama's going to be stuck behind. I can't leave because my husband may be stuck or whatever have you. So they made a conscious decision that I must stay here and continue to be enslaved. Right? I can't make that decision. Or let me say this, I can. And the decision I made was that, hey, I'm leaving. Are you coming?
Look,
so that's my new thing. I'm telling people,
Yes.
Listen, come on, get out. And I'm
That
not
part.
Right
saying
now, I'm
I'm
like that
Asian
lady in the
birthday.
store. I'm like that lady in the store. Get somebody else to do it. Cause I'm out.
And look, I'm not saying stay in Africa. I mean, come to Africa. There's a whole world out here. I say this all the time. The Quran says there's a group of people who were oppressed in a land. They went to the angels, right? Whether you are a Christian or Muslim or not, or non-believer, the story has value. They went to the angels, and the angels, they told the angels, they said, man, we are oppressed in this land. The Ron DeSantis is banning African American studies. They you know what I'm saying? Like they went and said we are oppressed. And the angels didn't say, man, you need to stay there and fight. The angel said, did not Allah create a earth big enough for you to migrate? You don't have to stay where you're not wanted. You don't have to stay where you are oppressed. I'm in a group on Facebook called Black Expats All Over the World. Man, it has 23,000 members. And these people they're in Africa, they're in South America, they're everywhere. Yeah. And all of them talk about how much better they feel being there. Even in places where they are still minorities. There's still majority white people or whatever have you. It's a difference than being in the great Satan. We got Sarah on the thing. Let me plug my computer. My computer.
Hi guys.
What's going on?
Hello.
Good, thanks. I'm so excited because it's so nice to see Brandy, and I'm so glad I got this live because they're such awesome ladies and they're so inspiring. But I just wanted to actually comment on what you guys said earlier about like social media and how the kids are growing up these days and stuff. Look, I don't think South Africa's any different necessarily because yes, America went through the slavery, but South Africa is not much far off. Even though yes, we are in majority here, a lot of the Western cultural things are also happening here. I don't know if you guys heard of the two incidences at school where the kids, the one girl was actually killed in an incident at school. And it was videotaped by the kids and obviously posted on social media and stuff. So it's not necessarily any different in a large part because a lot of the social ills that we're experiencing here, like you guys are experiencing there, are happening here as well. And remember, South Africa also had still has quite a large HIV positive rate. And a lot of people have died because of HIV and parents were lost in it. Grandmothers are looking after kids. So that whole idea where I'm not saying that there isn't a African-based culture in this country. I'm just saying that has also changed, where there's a large amount of young people who are, how can I say, also lost a lot of what they should know, you know, and that's also impacted some of the kids of today. I mean, some of the stuff that I see kids doing today, it's not something that I would ever do in front of parents. I would never walk into a room where there's adults speaking. It was never something that we would do. But in today's day and age, for kids to be smoking outside or for them to be disrespectful is okay. Or like I said, just this week, 2 incidents at school where one kid was murdered and the other girl was assaulted, you know, so I think it's a world thing. I'm not sure if it's a world thing or if it's just because of let me put it to you this way, because of the history that this comes with what apartheid did and what the British did and where the African nations had to, like you said, survive basically and have to live in poverty where it's a daily bread where they live constantly without electricity or water. You know, those types of stuff is more important than actually thinking about, you know, putting kids in check. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that they know the African culture that they're supposed to know. And it's becoming very prevalent going into the rest of society in South Africa as a whole. That's what I think. So I don't think it's just an American thing. I see it in South Africa far more often than you think. So just my comment on that.
So I think Western culture, I think our Western culture has such an impactful
That's right.
Um,
That's what I was about to say.
an impactful how do you say,
Influence.
influence. It's just it's almost like we're just, it's a race against time. Um, that we move from here to there, um, and they've just not caught up to where we are at here. So we,
Mhm.
in essence, we're leaving an area where we can go to another area that is not so heavily influenced by Western population to benefit from that piece. But I do think it's only a matter of time um, before the Western culture just kind of like saturates a lot of other people, a lot of other cultures.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you do? Do you keep running from country to country? Do you keep to escape the Western influence?
That's
What do
an
you do?
interesting. That's an
I mean,
interesting.
it's like a time machine. You like
Yeah.
speed yourself up in a time machine by moving from one area, one country to another country where it does not have much, doesn't have as much Western influence on it. But it's just a matter of time before it's saturated to where you're going.
Right.
I will hope, like Asad said, that the foundation of that country or that place can withstand the Western cultural influence and survive.
Mm.
I
So
think yeah, obviously it's a balance that everybody, each country is trying to take. I mean, obviously South Africa has its differences, but I think because we are so similar to the American culture in terms of the racism and the systems and the how can I put it now again? The inbred financial structures that were put in place, which actually cause some of the issues that we are experiencing, comes from a long history. Not just apartheid caused this. There's a lot of other things prior to apartheid, which I think people fail to realize had such an impact that the generation of today is also trying to kind of find their feet as to what does it mean to be really African? What does it mean to be part of a world which you still have to own your own identity as a culture, you still have to own the fact that you were born in Africa, but at the same time, you've also got to keep up with what's happening in the world, I guess. But I think just from a parenting perspective, like I said, the issues that have come here in this country is not very different to what you guys are experiencing over there. We also had a large loss of a generation because of HIV and AIDS. A lot of parents were lost, grandparents looking after kids, that type of thing. Homes which were raised by children, where they never had anybody to even raise them. So yes, they only did what they knew best. And imagine an 11-year-old having to look after.
well, I mean, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think
Siblings,
we
younger
in
than
a,
them, that's never even gone through what puberty means. So
Go ahead, B.
no, I was just saying that there was a time where we too felt the impact of HIV/AIDS here very heavily, and people lost family. I just, again, I think it's just like everybody taking their turn, and where are you going to be at when it's that culture's turn? You know what I'm
Brandy,
saying? Like, huh?
you
I'm
hitting on
saying that
something. You hitting on something on this good old Sunday.
you know, like, do I speed myself up in a time machine and save me maybe like just 5 years of oppression and 5 years or whatever that bad thing is that's here by going to another country, and then maybe I'll save myself 5 years, but then 5 years is heavily saturated with the same thing that I just ran from.
So I think that, yeah, I'm sorry, Brandy.
Go ahead.
I think that goes back to being mindful, and we get so caught up of wanting to leave where we are to be somewhere and not deal with the things that we've dealt with. However, that goes back to remembering where you come from and always be in a state of mindfulness, because at the end of the day, you're right. Like right now, but I think right now South Africans are really light years ahead of where we are as African Americans due to, from slavery and stuff like that, their advances and their ability to, control the government or, to do the things that they're doing. They really have an advantage in a way that they can dictate how much of influence they receive from Western society, Western cultures. But it goes back to, I don't want to fully love and take on everything that's westernized and make it here, bring it here to South Africa, because at the end of the day, there comes the good and the bad, right? So you have to be mindful of what limits, how much of us are we going to be consumers of other parts of other countries and stuff, and yet maintain our identity, right? You have to maintain your culture, your values. You have to maintain those things, because if not, you can easily get swept up into all the mess that comes from all those other countries that you're bringing into your country.
That's powerful.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a difference though. Like, just how many guns we have available in the United States is not a reality in most countries around the world. That alone is enough for you to get out, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's always going to be a big
maybe the
difference
culture
between
around
other
guns in America
countries.
might be different.
But we have
I
this,
think
I mean, when you can go to a Walmart and buy a gun, that's a very different reality than in most countries around the world.
Y'all know I ain't
but
with y'all.
in some of the European countries, and I think I don't know if it's Norway or one of the Norwegian countries, they actually got more guns in their country than you guys, but it's the culture.
Yeah, but they control the
guns.
arm. They control the bullet. Like that, there's a way in which they control the ammunition. So you can have the firearm. There's a different control they put in place for ammunition in these what do you call it? Not Norway, but Nordic countries.
So here you can go in Walmart and you can buy the gun, and they're gonna offer you the ammunition. They're gonna make sure you don't leave out the store with the ammunition that you need for the gun. So it's
I still think it's the American culture around guns. I still, because there's a lot of countries that like I said, I've watched now a few programs because I'm trying to understand like why the violence around guns in America, whereas if you go to some of the other countries, sometimes you can buy a gun at 16, but the culture around guns, what they taught around what the weapon is about, those kinds of stuff.
It's a violent culture.
Yeah.
We have a violent culture. The entire country was founded upon large amounts of violence. Like, we are a violent people. That's why I say, like, to me, leaving the United States to go somewhere else, to me, it's not apples to apples. It's not like, we have the same thing here that y'all have there. Yeah, but to certain degrees. And no place is perfect, right? So I don't think any of us are leaving to go anywhere under this illusion that we're going to some place that's perfect, that doesn't have problems. But I think that some of the things that we are recognizing as completely out of balance in the US is a little bit more under control in other parts of the world, like the violence in the culture.
I think as Americans, we value that in other cultures, just like other cultures value some things that are commonplace for us. And they want to come here. They're wondering why we want to come there, and they're trying to get here. So it's to each his own. Is whatever floats your boat. Well, what's the priority? What are you willing to live with for the rest of your life?
Right.
I've been here doing this for 40-some years. I'm ready for something new. I don't want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? And then the same in other countries when they come here. And I mean, they probably echoing the same thing. I've been here all my life putting up with this. I want to go and do something different. I want to experience something different. So whatever that thing is that you want to experience, you chase it. And whatever it is you trying to get away from, you run from it. So it makes it, we all running from and running to the same things.
Right. Dang, Brandy. Yes.
I told y'all she was motivational.
Hold up, y'all thought I just knew how to look good with a dress on.
Oh, girl. But you know what? Then that takes me to like when I was thinking about immigrants. And let's keep it all the way a buck, right? At the end of the day, going to America for many people from the countries that they're in, they are pursuing the American dream, right? And everything that comes with it, because there are some advances, there are some things that are granted to you that are not granted granted to you in your country. However, with that dream comes a nightmare. When you have people that, say, hey, like, let's say Mexicans or Hispanics or whatever that come in, and they come into the States or whatever, and they like don't speak English at all, and they like, they know the outcome is I can get a job, I can take care of my family here and take care of my family in Mexico. They are living, and they do it, and they do it well. But the cost of that is them to lose their culture. The cost of that is them to lay low, hold their head. There was a documentary I saw on the King of Donuts or whatever, and he's from not Thailand, but from another country, and he immigrated here or whatever, and he was like, they wanted to just work and keep their heads low. They didn't want to be seen, and if they were seen and they were seen to be an issue, a problem or whatever, they say, okay, fine, I'm sorry for what I've done to whoever the oppressor was at that time. So you lose self, you lose your identity, you lose your dignity, just to chase the idea of what the American dream is. The dream is apparent for many, but it's a nightmare for most of us. And I can say that me going through everything that I've gone through, being a combat veteran and stuff, I can look at the fruits of my labor now. College degrees, no debt, don't owe Sally Mae, and all that stuff. That's the basic. And what costs? Mental health, my mind at one point, losing my mind at one point, having all these lingering body issues, these ailments and stuff that I have. I was in the Army, and I was being all that I could be at that time, right? However, the flip side, right? They tell you, the recruiters tell you, all of this you can do, you can travel the world, you can do these things, and you can just be great, right? However, on the flip side, there is a cost, and that cost is that's a lifetime. Cost can be with you for the rest of your life. So when people say, I want to go to America, just know you can get all the dollars that you want, but there is a cost.
Be all that you could be.
There is a cost.
It's almost like pick your poison.
Yeah, it's a cost.
Pick your poison. You got to pick a struggle. What you want to deal with, this or that?
I think there's a few other dynamics, and number one, coming to South Africa for Black people to come and be in the majority. So it's a difference when there is this, when you are in an oppressive system and you are the minority. So you are truly powerless to fight that system, no matter how vocal you may be, no matter how many protests you may have, no matter how many great intellectuals and thinkers and revolutionaries you produce. It is mathematically impossible for you to leverage your numbers in order to actually have a impact that will have generational and transformational change or transformative change. Right?
Because you don't have the numbers. You don't have the numbers in the systems where it matters.
And then about that wealth that you can gain in America. As I was listening, I hate to get all religious, but in the Bible, the devil took Jesus up to a high mountain, exceedingly high mountain is what the Bible says. And he told him, look, you can have all this, right? If you just bow down and worship me. So it's two lessons that we can get out of that. Number one, that a lot of times when we see people with a lot of wealth and have accumulated a lot of things, we say God's blessed them. Sometimes they just bow down to the devil, and the devil has given them access to that. Number two, bowing down to the devil. You see what I'm saying? That's what you have to do. That's what you were talking about in a religious way. When Doc was saying you lose your humanity, lose your dignity.
What you going to sacrifice? What you willing to give up?
Devil. Yeah.
What you willing to give up? What's the price you willing to pay?
Man, man, listen. I have an uncle who is a chemist, right? He's a chemist. He's an old man now. He's 80 years old. He was a young boy when Emmett Till was lynched and killed and thrown into a river. You know what my big mama told him to do? She told him to hold your head down when you see white people pass on the street. Get off the sidewalk when you see white people pass on the street. Now, this man went through university, right? Went through graduate school. And he said it took him years to reprogram his mind to look white people in the eye with a PhD in chemistry, a highly intelligent man. But that's what you give up. That's what you give up. You give up your dignity.
The ultimate sacrifice. The ultimate sacrifice.
South Africans value family and time with family. You give that up in the United States to get the bag.
Yeah.
You work and I mean, it's just, there's so much to give up for that dollar.
You chasing that dream. You chasing that dream, but they didn't tell you about the nightmare that come with it too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's real. So I mean, I don't want to ever be a voice of discouragement. I don't want to discourage anyone, but I'd rather you be rooted in reality versus be out here disillusioned. You know, because at the end of the day, it's about survival, right?
Yeah.
And when we're in survival mode, there are certain parts of us that become desensitized in order to operate in the systems in which we operate in. So, you know, whoever leaves South Africa and they want to come to the United States, let me have your home. And I'll be glad to watch it and take care of it for you while you in the United States.
We're gonna please this thing.
Yeah, please make sure it's load shed proof. I would need that. I think I do need that. I work from home, so we can swap. We can have a house swap. Now we got.
It puts you in that mind of that old saying. What is it? I will give you my hand. How does that old saying go? I can't think of it.
Well, if I had your hand, I'd cut mine off.
Yeah. If I had your hand, that's the American dream. That's what they're selling. That's what they make you want to feel like. I'm willing to cut my hand off. This person sacrificed their hand for somebody else's hand. You see what I'm saying? For somebody, because they thought the other person's life was better than theirs. Nah. But they could have it. They could have it. I'm ready to do something new. I'm ready to do something else.
See, I saw something. Go ahead, brother. Son.
No, because there's so many comments that I don't want to. I need a moderator. How you do the moderator? Because the comment's not bad, but they've taken issue with Sister Sarah, or whatever have you.
Yeah, and, that's not. We don't want that platform. We be wanting to laugh and respect everybody and have fun. Y'all don't do that on here.
Right.
So if somebody who's taking issue, if y'all want to jump on and maybe give y'all perspective on the situation, whatever have you, I just put the link in the chat. But yeah, I mean, we always do this and start off loud, laughing loud, talking loud, then we end up on something serious, then we get back to laughing loud, talking loud. But I think it's a good mix because
I'm ready to start laughing again though. Right. Ready to start laughing again, yeah.
Yeah, definitely think it's a good mix, man. But just to wrap this conversation up on that it's like every place got its problems, but I'd rather be here with these problems than over there with them. Yeah, how about that?
Exactly.
I'd rather be over here with these problems than over there with them and their problems, all the stress. And I think my South African family need to hear that. There's 4 Black Americans on here telling you, like, man, it ain't what you think. You know that makes some money.
Everything that grin on pickle.
What do you say?
Yeah, it's good to know. I remember I said on the last time I was also on here, I said the way you guys speak about our country, you make us so proud of it. As I said to you before, South Africans are quite negative about their own country. So when you hear these comments and stuff, and as bad as it sometimes does seem, it just it warms our hearts to know that you guys love our country this much. I was on the live earlier with Changing the Narrative and Queen Key, and she was like also raving about South Africa. Queen Key was raving about South Africa in a way which I never even thought about it like that, you know. So sometimes it's good to hear these things. As much as I'm not saying I want to move to America or anything like that, I'm just saying like some of the issues are very similar, and that's why I can understand and relate to some of the stuff you guys speak about, because as much as we had a structural system of apartheid for 46 years, the things that have happened to us even prior to apartheid is very similar to your slavery history that you guys have. And so some of the issues that you guys are experiencing there, yes, in the minority, we've experienced this as a majority. So some of those things, which is your structural racism, which is still existent in parts of our country, some of the social ills that we experience, very similar to some of the social ills you guys experience. So it kind of aligns sometimes when I think about it. And although America's taken a slightly different route and South Africa's now in its democracy and the new generation that's coming up, what's nice about it though is that they don't come with that mindset of years ago, you know, where you have this like you said, bow down to the white man type of situation, or the white man was better, or any of those types of things anymore. Now it's about them finding what does it mean to be an African person. It's not about being black or white or colored.
Did we look? Okay.
It's us finding sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's about finding what it means to be really, really African. And what's nice is that you guys are coming over and actually highlighting that, you know what, we have a culture which we should stand by and that we should be proud of and not hide behind it. And I think that's also what the government, specifically when Thabo Mbeki was president, that he was trying to push was the African narrative. And he had this whole thing about, you know, what Africa, and trying to do the African Renaissance type of thing, which is very important on the social media side. So I just want to thank you guys again. You guys have no idea. As South African and as me as a personally, I've been inspired by all of you guys. And it's really, really nice to know that you guys feel so amazing about our country and open the doors. I don't care. All of you can come. It's cool.
you know, Sarah Jane, I was this off subject. This completely gone. It's off subject. I know you're colored, right?
Yes. Well, so-called back then, yes. That I would have been, yeah.
Well, I was doing, so as I said, I was doing this genealogy and tracing, because it's Black History Month in the States. And I'm trying to, like I said, I was highlighting.
I didn't understand.
Huh?
No, that was me. My bad.
Oh. But you know what I found? I found it interesting that I kept running into mulattoes. So a mulatto is a person that is half black, half white. Back in the day, before they were biracial, they had the terminology mulattoes. That's where you get the term mutt from, right? A dog is a mutt because he's a mixed breed or whatever.
Mixed breed. Mm-hmm.
And I kept running into it, and then I ran into my mama's family for generations, like 2 and 3 censuses, they were listed as mulattoes, right? Which means that they were generationally mixed. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? We love our Black South Africans because we identify as Black, but there's also a part of us that identifies as colored because we have all of these generational mixtures of, in the United States, it's just black and white, right? But we have these generational mixtures. I mean, I kept running into them. And, you know, mulatto is an offensive term now. But, I mean, it was my mama's mama, you know? And it wasn't until the 1930 census, I believe, that they stopped using mulatto and just said, if you got black blood in you, you're black. So we're just going to put you down as Negro, you know?
Yeah, look, obviously, I don't want to get onto the color topic because that will be like a very long video if we get onto that right now. but like I said, it's so sad that the way that the government did it back in when apartheid started, for them to try and even break the idea and try and split people in the way that they try to, it's hard, because if you think about the mixtures in South Africa as a whole, I mean, myself personally, I've got my great grandmother was a French Huguenot. So in South Africa, the French also came to our country, and my great grandmother was a French Huguenot, and her husband was du Toit, okay, and he died, and then she ended up having an affair with a black man, a South African black man. So she couldn't obviously take his name or get married or anything, because we're talking now in the early 1900s. So, well, actually before that, so she couldn't get married to him or take his name, so her kids end up taking her surname. So I'm actually not supposed to be a du Toit. I'm supposed to be a Herald, is my actual surname, supposed to have been. But that just in itself, and on my mother's side, it's worse, because it's on their side, I've got a bit of Khoi San on my mother's side, on her mother's side, and on my father's side, on her father's side is German. So there's a lot of, the problem is when the apartheid system came in to try and they basically tried a whole lot of ways to try and break the cultural systems and the mixed race cultures and stuff in such a way. It was very Marxism, kind of Hitlerish type of thing, purebred white person. But in South Africa, they could not ever do that. But they managed to do it. And the sad reality is people lived with the idea of that hierarchy, where people's mindsets were now at the stage where, as a colored person, you were better than a black person, or as a Chinese person, because they were honorary white, or an Asian person was honorary white, they were seen as better than the rest, that type of thing. So it's actually quite sad that even in our own families and stuff, where, how did you come out? I was watching with Oprah had Meghan Markle and Prince Harry on, and she spoke about one of the family members wanting to know what color the skin of a child was going to come out. That was the norm in colored families. It's like, on what side of the family did you come from? Were you going to come out darker or blush, or were you going to come out with the blonde hair or the blue eyes? And that's the norm in colored families. And many colored families were like also racist in themselves. And I love my city, Cape Town. I really do. But in colored communities, sometimes the racism is even worse there. Where the idea of what part of the family did you come from, and the black part of the family was separated and couldn't get the good education, so you were seen as less than, that whole situation. So it's taking generations to actually break that mindset, to break that idea, because only now, with like my family, my age group now and younger, are starting not to think that way. But my granny and the ones before them, all of them still had that mindset. They came to the hospital to see how fair you were, what your hair was like, and those types of stuff. So
did they check the tips of the ear? Because they, them old black people in the South, we talking about check it. They check it. If his ear tip dark, he gonna be dark.
And your lips. And your lips.
And your lips, yeah. That's that old boy. I tell you, boy, that stuff stretches across. But that lets you know, as Dr. Francis Cress Wesleyan said, and Neely Fuller, it's a global system of white supremacy.
It's universal.
It ain't no country to it. It's a global system.
Yeah, let me tell you something. What they created is so powerful that the people who originated, their works is still working today. Hundreds, thousands of years later, it's one of the most proficient and efficient systems ever created. And that when even we within our own community, we perpetuate and fulfill their dreams, their goals. We do it. We do it for them. Absolutely. Yeah. We do it for them
all the time.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of coming to Africa, because here's the thing that happens. So two things, just one thing. Coming to Africa as a Black American is is essentially a political statement and a rejection of racism and white supremacy, even if it exists on the continent, right? We know that it's a global system, but to me, America is the great bastion. It is the head of white supremacy. It may have one time been the UK in the crown, but America has taken that torch and has run with it or ran with it for the last however many centuries or whatever, have 200 years or whatever. So when we say we're coming to Africa, this is a rejection of all the stuff that we were taught, all of those dehumanizing feelings that we may have had, all of those insecurities, all of those feelings of not being equal and not being enough. When we say I'm coming to Africa, we were taught to hate Africa. Now, so it's really like a rejection of that. I think that's the most important thing. It's like I finally have the strength to say I don't have to. I'm going here. I'm rejecting what you have presented as a reality, and now I can at least go here and kind of start to form my own reality or embrace a new reality that does not include all of the mess that you have poured into us for centuries. You know? So I think so no matter where you go, South Africa, Tanzania, Nigeria, a black American that jump up and say they're going to Africa, they saying something. It's more than just a trip. Yeah.
That's exciting. You know,
Statement.
it is a statement, and it's like I get to do something that is my choice. I choose to do this. And every time I go anywhere, because we definitely are global travelers, but anytime I go, I get to do something that my ancestors didn't even get to think about doing, right? It was stripped from them to even have the idea. They can't, you know how crazy that is? It's like you are afraid to think a certain thing because you don't want to be punished based off of your thoughts. Like that's the kind of mind control that white supremacists had over blacks, over the enslaved people. Is as if I know your thoughts. You can't even think to have a dream, think to be something beyond that what I tell you you can be. And for me, and to be a descendant of a slave, and to know that when she came here and she ended up having, I think, like 15 kids or whatever, out of her journey, right? She never ever go back to her homeland, and I don't know where her homeland is. I just know her name on the manifest. But to know that I get to do something that she didn't get to do, and I do it freely, I feel like I'm taking a piece of her
control back.
Yeah, I control this with my American dollar. How about that? With my dollar.
You know what?
Goodness.
I want to say this in
all kind of ways.
Doc Nikki, as I've been doing this genealogy, I'm looking at census records, and I found a great wealth of information on ancestry.com that really is your camera going in and out? Am I losing my mind?
No,
oh, okay.
That's my camera. Look, I'm new to this iPad, Apple crap. I'm Samsung. So this thing has a mind of its own, and I'm just going along with it.
All right, cool. Because I was like, I don't do no drugs. But now, here's what I like to say. I know there's a new terminology that we are ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, right? As I was going through this genealogy, looking through these records, I found my grandfather's World War II draft card, and then I found not the slave manifest, but a manifest where he left. He was in World War I. I'm sorry, let's say World War II, but he was in World War I, and he left a little old town in Louisiana and traveled to New York, and then was fighting in France. And I found where he had to enter back into the United States. I said, man, my grandfather born in 1895 had been to France, even though if it was war, he went to France. He had seen something different. Right. And what I'm saying this to say, like I found, they say they're living in these households, and it's on the census record they say head of households, whomever, and then the wife, they see the kids. I saw my big mama's name and all. I said, man, these are not no slaves, because keep in mind, some of these census records, my grandmother was born in 1905. My grandfather was born in 1895, right? His people were 30 years out. They were 30 years outside of slavery, right? So some of these records that we find, these people were born. I found a lady named Amanda Mandy Scott, who was my great grandmother. She was born in 1844. That means she was born as a slave, but she wasn't just a slave. She was somebody's wife. She was somebody's mother. They had stories behind these lives. And so I that's why I don't like that terminology. And I know it's just hard to find the language to express who we are as descendants, but we are descendants of human beings who were enslaved, who had lives, who loved people, who cried. What this lady lost a child, right? So she was a mother who mourned the death of a child. You know, she loved her husband, and you know, all of these things, that these were real people and not just some slave. You know, like, and when we do that, when we do that, it's like, again, we're reducing the humanity of our people. You know, like, these are real live human beings.
But you know what? I think we do it. I think, and it's not intentional. I think we do it because we're so far removed from even our closest history, right? Within our storyline, there's a disconnect. Some of us don't even know our great grandparents, right? So it's like they become a figure, this character in the line, our line, that you then just attach whatever was told to you to attach to that person. So it's like, not even having the ability to humanize our ancestors that's by design. You can't feel connected to something if it seems so distant and unreal.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why it's important. I think this little journey that I've been on, which I actually started months ago, and for Black History, I said, I'm gonna do this for Black History, right? I'm not going to talk about the great Malcolm X speeches or Garrett Morgan or Garrett Morgan. I don't know, the guy who invented the stoplight. I'm not gonna talk about.
I just know Captain Morgan. I don't. But you say who? Carla said Garrett Morgan.
Garrett Morgan, yeah. I don't want to talk about none of the Negroes. I mean, shout out to them and all the stuff that they contribute, but I want to talk about my family. I want to learn. They didn't do. I didn't have a whole lot of people who did anything spectacular or change the world, but they changed the lives of their children.
It's still Black history.
It's still Black history, right? They was in the house with their wives and raising children and stuff. I just think I think now that with this age of information, we actually have the ability to go back a little bit in time. Before 1850, you probably won't find that unless you're lucky. Unless you got like a white grandparent, right? So I got this white man in my family, and I can go back. So I posted about the guy Austin Woolfolk. He was a slave trader, and his son was a mulatto who happens to be my great grandfather. So on the Austin Woolfolk side, I can go back because the white people have their records, right? Go back all the way like to 1213. I found all kind of crazy, like 1213, the year 1213, something crazy. Right. But it's just important to go back. If you can only go back to 1850 when they started the census, right? And find those. I heard you say you can see your ancestor's name on a slave manifest. Man, that's powerful. That's powerful. You may not know where she came from, but you know that she was here. Right. That's powerful. Right. You got a name to put to her, you know? And then it starts talking about why we don't know how to honor our ancestors because we don't even know them, right? Their names have been wiped and erased from our history. So now we have an opportunity to go back and kind of rediscover at least their names, right? And so it's powerful. I think it's like rediscovering a part of yourself, you know? Yeah, it's powerful, man.
I appreciate your perspective on that or whatever. It's like we don't have to go back too far. We can go, within the past 60 years. We can go beyond 100 years or whatever, and just those that really paved the way, that within our own families, if you have access to knowing, even if it's just your great grandmother, you can't go beyond that. your great grandfather, they did something, right? And so,
Right.
like for me, I always pay honor. I always pay tribute to my great grandmother, Helen Edwards. She was a 5 foot, 5 foot woman that she was short and mighty, right? And
Yeah.
so this woman, she built her own kitchen. She built the parts of her home. She built it by hand, by herself, 5 feet tall or whatever. And it spoke, her being able to do that spoke volumes of her tenacity, her ability to say, at the end of the day, if I can't depend on anyone else, I can do this for myself and my family. And so knowing, and I knew her, right? I had the pleasure of having her in my life for 13 years before she passed. And even those small little nuggets I took away from her, I have the audacity to be bold, be brave, and do whatever because she paved that way for me to do so. So even if I can't go back to 1800s or 1700s or whatever, I can go into just a few generations ago and know that I'm more than capable. And shout out real quick to my grandmother who recently passed, Lavera Burdine. She was a nurse when nurses. Black people shouldn't even be able to be nurses, right? She was a nurse and she taught other nurses and everything. And I come from a long line of some strong, resilient people, and I'd be damned if I be out here in this world and not be just as strong and resilient. So we have to pay tribute and honor to those that paved the way before us because they did something that we can just carry the baton and go forward.
Absolutely. Imagine what I was thinking about when I see these old, like my grandparents, not my grandparents, these people, well, they are great grandparents or whatever. Man, imagine trying to be in love and loving your spouse in the midst of like the onslaught of racial oppression of 1860 or 1870. Imagine that. Imagine trying to talk about raising a family and that's just it's just mind baffling to me. It's just like, wow, these people really went through something. And like you said, that's strong, that's determination to just to stay alive every day, let alone try to raise a family and be a husband, be a wife, or whatever have you.
Right.
But yeah, it's beautiful.
In
Look,
South Africa, it's not any different, and sometimes it's even earlier. I would say we can talk about maybe like 1920s, 1930s, where that was happening all the time. People trying to survive, the racism and the oppression that was happening at the time as well. So I think that's why I say it's very similar. I mean, if you think about it, 90-year laws started getting put in place where people were separated. So, like I said, it's much more recent. But when you listen to the stories and you see them as real human beings, like you said, then you realize. But my granny and my grandfather it was literally like 1930s, 1940s, which was not that long ago, if you think about it, actually.
Yeah, it's right. That's right there. 1930s, 1940s. I just told you my big mom was born in 1905. My grandmother, I knew her until I was about 17 years old, and when she passed away. So that's right there. That's right there. I'm gonna tell you another thing. We did our DNA, right? Our DNA said that I had a relative from Nigeria born between 1890 and 1920.
Lord have mercy. He Nigerian, y'all.
With a little bit of Nelson Mandela.
When I get out there, I don't want to hear that foolishness.
Well, I'm saying we keep talking about we've been separated from Africa for 400 years, and I'm like, I got one that was right there. Now I don't know how you came in 1890. They were probably still sneaking Negroes in or whatever have you, but yeah. So it's right there. It's like Africa is really right there for us. It doesn't necessarily mean that, like the slave trade started 400 years ago or whenever, 1619 or whatever have you, but or actually started earlier than that. But that don't mean that your family came at that time. Your family could have come in 1860, you know, and been right there. But I don't want to hold us too much longer, man. I done got home. Every time I do these lives, I get home.
I got
I'm
hungry
starving,
too.
friend. I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm
Get
about
me
to
some
go.
crab cakes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man, you know, look, you gotta go to DC, got a place called Ben's, and Ben's next door, like it's a chili place. It's
Ooh.
black owned.
Hold on
Ben's.
though. You know, I'm a Texan though, and you tell me chili, it we judgy. We judgy. So don't recommend a chili place to me and it don't meet the standards because I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you
Well,
out.
look,
Bring
I
out the
don't know the
chili.
difference between them, but I know like Ben's next door turned to like a little lounge type,
Oh, that's what's up. That's
time.
what's up.
Yeah,
That's what.
so you check that out. Also, they got some good Ethiopian food in DC. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ooh, I love Ethiopian food. Oh my
Yeah, they got some
God.
good Ethiopian food.
That is delicious. But
Well, I just
I'm
want
gonna
y'all to
leave.
know.
I'm gonna leave real quick. I love you guys. And quick Black history fact. I may not know who the first person in my family was that came from Africa, but I know I'm the first African American to take my ass back to Africa. Y'all have a good one. Yeah. Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace out. Bye, Brandy
Right.
girl. Bye, Adrienne.
Adrienne went to put the children to sleep. They got late on us.
Oh Lord, y'all got me out here on the daggone swing. I got to go inside and eat something.
But look, y'all, I'm about to go and grab me something to eat, man. Sarah's always a pleasure talking with you. Brandy, well,
What's
we
up?
gonna talk offline and figure out when you come in here or whatever have you.
I'm coming, friend. Don't worry. I'm coming before this year out.
All right, all right. Well, everybody that's watching, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We sure do appreciate it. And we'll be back. Like I said, I got a video that I'm gonna upload with the brother talking about like the oral history of South Africa and these languages and stuff. Really interesting. So that'll get uploaded soon. And then yeah, we'll be back with another quick video, quick live or something. Y'all have a good
It's
night.
always quick, huh?
Always quick. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Bye.